Hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger. Here I am, doing yet another commentary on my animations. And just like my Empty Money Vault Pentalogy, where I talk about multiple different animations with a similar theme or story arc, here's another one that has a similar theme or story arc. Like something about some villains I made up during the holidays, and something to do with the Elemental Gauntlet before the events of Double Dragon Decade and Sky Wars. So let's start with the first of the shorts, Skylanders versus the Krampus, an animation I made in 2014. Now I have done, and this was planned to be a little bit longer and a bit more structured. I do have a deleted scenes video in case you're interested. But let me comment some additional facts about what this animation was about. This was my first attempt to try and do some rhyming in an animation. Something I never quite done before, to try and be a bit like Dr. Seuss or... see books by Dr. Seuss. I speak entirely in rhyme. Had I made this a little bit later, when I'm a bit older, I probably would have done a bit more research on how to make my rhymes a bit more cohesive. There's a countdown alarm clock, and he explodes. I feared that people may not understand what the characters are saying, because not just because of the music, but the way I speak. So I put the subtitles just in case people have no idea what I'm speaking. Oh, by the way, let me see, what was it? Last night's sleep was a bit of a cheer, but now that's over because Christmas is here. Over here, Trigger Happy's got the Golden Queen picture. Glenn has got the mug that says "I love mermaids." There's that 3D door thingy I did again. Uh-oh, something happened. Right along. No, everything is stolen. They're totally gone. I think who behind this one. I don't work like a dog. This is a reference to the Beatles song, The Hard Day's Night. Okay, something about it's the... Wow, you read it right back. It's killing my neck. Okay, now here's the thing. You see that picture of the red horned rhino? This is actually based on the fact that when I was a kid, I was wondering. I don't think Santa can travel through tropical climates. I think he might need some help from an animal who is familiar with tropical climates to deliver presents for the kiddies. Which is why instead of a red-nosed reindeer, I figured he should have a red-horned rhino, a creature that strives on tropical climates. Yes, unless it's a woolly rhino. That means they're not in their beds. So you see, first troll we defeated. Footprints. Now here's another funny thing. You see this? The original H.A.T who actually took us to Skylanders, rest in peace. I was actually working on a little story collection of stories explaining how the mini Skylanders ended up in Skylands. According to their bios in the Skylanders, Lost Islands game, the mini Skylanders, where they came from a place called the Miniverse, and they're just there to help Skylanders. I thought they were kid. I thought they were the nephews or nieces of the Skylanders. So it turns out they are actually alternate universe characters who just happen to be stuck in Skylands. I had some ideas on how they would bring back, like for example, Trigger Happy's, Trigger Snappy's introduction way of getting into Skylands is similar to how Tarzan came to be, the 1999 Tarzan. And with Sabor, the death of the gorilla, death of his parents, the death of the baby gorilla, Kala finding Tarzan, etc. Now I had some other ideas in mind, like the Mr. Peabody and Sherman origin, and probably a few others, like maybe a little time warp, maybe a little time travel, something like that. Yeah, and she was supposed to be their caretaker, like somebody to help them guide through the universes. Maybe they had to abandon their miniverse because of a terrible war that was happening. And I was hoping to include a villain of some sort who still seeks to search for the minis and exterminate them. Is it Mini Chaos or is it a brand new villain? This never went anywhere, and I don't know why I kept that bit in. Now, keep in mind, fellas, this was before the 2015 movie of the Krampus came about. I basically tried to follow the basics of what the Krampus was all about in order to make my own version of the Krampus. Now, some of these lines are just basically filler. And some of them I really had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted to find something to rhyme, even if whether it makes sense or grammatically makes sense or not. Now, it was supposed to make the layer a bit more lava-ish and more darker. I just didn't have a lot of time. Now, some of the dialogue that I made from my own version of the book, they were kept, but there are other dialogue that was cut out. Again, if you still curious, you can find the deleted scenes on YouTube somewhere. The link to it is in the description of the main video. And I probably should have included give the villain a bit more of a fighting chance, like have him be quite capable of defending himself. But of course I ran out of time. I didn't have a lot of time to work on this. I've been slacking off as well, or helping with my family and stuff. Nonetheless, I got this idea from watching Lord of the Rings. So we got the Christmas back. And then everybody comes back home, safe and sound. And like I said, some of the other characters I was planning to include, like Ghost Roaster, the Frankenstein, and Fisticuffs, they were supposed to be there, but I ran out of time. Oh, and this is one of the few times I included an extra scene after the credits, kind of like how Marvel does it very often. See what I mean? Now, like I said, it was supposed to be a lightsaber battle. There was supposed to be more rhyme, more cohesive, more scenes and other things, etc. Again, ran out of time. Okay, that's the first part of the villains and the elemental part. Next up is Hallosquee. Ignore the sad. Here we go. Hey, look, Sparrow's checking out the Bionicle mask. He's got the Kanohi Owl, the Great Mask of Shielding, and Kanohi Avoki, the Great Mask of Light. There's a Grand Theft Auto scene at the end. Is it Paraki or Pakiri, the Great Mask of Strength? And I see Pop Fizz over there as Pinsir, and Bash has a Digimon. Forgotten his name. Is doing the chainsaw and the mask thing, and just like how most people see Jason from Five Nights at Freddy's. Even though Jason did use a chainsaw, that was not his signature weapon. His signature weapon is a machete. The one who has a chainsaw for a main weapon is Leatherface. Mortal Kombat X got that right. Now, this animation was made because a good friend of mine from England came to visit, and I wanted to give her a voice role. And I thought of drawing something cute. Just wanted to draw something a little bit cute for the ride. There she is. Her name is Frightingale, and the little bumblebee is named Buzzbreaker. These are, believe it or not, Frightingale and Buzzbreaker were the prototype names for High Five and Batspin. And if it wasn't for the contest, they probably would have kept the real names. But thanks to the contest, they're now named Batspin and High Five. And I heard Flipback was originally supposed to be named Seesaw. It's 50 best. I was originally going to include a part where the characters actually do destroy the bee on the inside, but and I was going to make the character cry. They didn't do a very convincing job. Sorry. So I just had them wait for nature to take its course, and surprisingly, they got out alive. Did I have an extra? Oh yeah, I did. She still lives, and the bee still lives too. The Holiday Assassin Team. Okay, let me find the next part. Oh wait, let me just do this one first. I meant sixth. This is me making something for World Rhino Day. There's he. He's a mysterious. Where did he come from? I have no idea. And he flies off. Whoever he is in the rhino, who is that rhino in the iron mask? Something about the Christmas thing. Whatever. Now here we go with oh dear, doesn't add. Something Lego related. Here it is, Attack on Turducken. Here's the fourth part actually. Let me just go back from it. The restaurant over here is called the Feather Cheese, which is a play on feta cheese. And over here is let me check. What was the name of the creature again? Her name is Glenn Lakin. She's a dromaeosaurid of some kind. I've forgotten the name of the dromaeosaur, but it was a unique one. It wasn't a Velociraptor or Deinonychus or anything. This time I actually decided to use one and have it super feathered instead of the common scaled version like often portrayed in movies and shows like Jurassic Park or Beast Wars. You see that? Oops, that was a mistake. You notice that dinosaur trying to eat the cheese. That's where that dinosaur eating cheese animation came from, and I had it as a separate short. There's I think that's an Alioramus over there, and there's this dinosaur just couldn't get himself back up to eat some, I think, bacon pizza, special Phoenix pepperoni, extra spicy and lively. See, he's trying to get it back up. And the voice of Glenn Lackey is from a good friend of mine. It was basically made as an engagement present for her during a wedding with my cousin. Yeah, Skylanders HQ. There's Rhino, Bumbleblast, and Eruptor in Skylanders HQ. They're waiting. There's Jetvac and Pop Fizz. So and then Glenn Lackey talks about how her family was eaten by a creature called the Turducken. It's part chicken, part turkey, and part duck. Admittedly, I never once saw an actual episode of Attack on Titan, and I only just used the name of Attack on and to make a play on that because it sounded cool. That was about it. These are the family members of Glenn. Her grandpa, grandma, uncle, father, mother, aunt, cousin's wife, cousin, me, husband, cousin's wife, niece, son, daughter, nephew, and nephew. And they were not even hatched. Unfortunately, she's the sole survivor because she managed to survive, but not without another sacrifice. Insert tale here. Now she's out there to get her revenge. Now the only other reason why I hired my friend to do some voice of the character is because she was in a commercial for a company called Allianz, something about insurance. Now this creature over here is based on an old, outdated fossil of Angatorama, which I thought was like a Spinosaurus with a little horn on its nose, but nowadays it's an invalid specimen, and it is nowadays considered an irritator. So what type of pizzas did Trigger Happy order? It was lots of chicken, lots of turkey, and lots of duck. There's the Turducken, and everybody's trying to fight back against him, but not even Tri-Tip could. Wrecking Ball tries to get him. Ouch! Ouch! Now everybody's looking at Glenn Lackey. It's a little like Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs. It looks like she's eating them. Looks like it's eating her. Uh-oh, something's happening. That must be terrible indigestion. And looks like it's kicked the bucket. And this was inspired. The way I did that breathing thing was based on how Jabba the Hutt had his last breath after being choked by Leia. And she lives. And he thought maybe if she's dead, then they'll have to pay for it. They get the pizzas are free. Turns out no. And no, not even a discount. Oh wait, maybe it was a discount. I don't know. I need to revisit the dialogue. Was it a discount? Do you want to be a Skylander? No, but my work job is done. And I work alone, something like that. And everybody's happy that they got the pizzas again. Eruptus continuously eating the pizzas. Now over here these two are voiced by my cousin and also the friend who plays Glenn Lackey. And there are two-headed Diatrima, or Gastornis. One's named Diane, the other's name is Gaston. And that's about it for this part. There's no credits scene at the end. Anyways, Now we come to where is it again? Oh, I'm supposed to play this one first. Whoops. I skipped over that part. Here it is, the Fantastic Presents. There's an elephant piggy bank, and there's Wanted, the Krampus poster. Hey, sorry about that, fellows who are fans of Breadwinners, but it's still my least favorite Nickelodeon cartoon of all time. You're discussing about all the villains who became senseis in Skylanders Imaginators, except the Golden Queen. She's absent. She's on vacation in a tropical country. So it's only just the men and Bad Juju just planning what to do to give the Skylanders a nice gift. Had to acknowledge the elephant in the room. And the elephant is a piggy bank. I have another elephant in the room joke coming soon, but for now, this is the best I could do. I took this joke from either the Zootopia or BoJack Horseman. You know the one in Zootopia where he goes, "We need to acknowledge the elephants in the room." Francine, happy birthday. Or BoJack Horseman where the sour lady goes, "BoJack, do you want to talk about the elephant in the room?" And the elephant just goes, "Wow, wow, wow." You know what? Sorry, I can't believe. You know what? Wow. And BoJack ends in a speciesist joke. He is never gonna forget that. I think that's what got him to be in as a member of jury in the final episode of BoJack. And see, there's this gizmo that there's a map and a strange gizmo of some sort, like Dr. Crankcase started. By the way, that coin thing where he pours is also a reference to Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers. So what was and there was also another Rodman reference to Pirates of the Band of Misfits. Now these over here, these characters over here, the monsters here, they're actually based on some actual mythical creatures. Here's like the behemoth or the dingoneck or the Wolpentinger, the Periton or the Scorpionock. This one Clash of the Titans. And the islands here, they're named after different languages of water, fire, and something like that. Like Isla Technologia. Technologia, I think, is Malay for technology. And I kind of forgotten the other languages. I'm sorry. Some people believe they're only there just to do maps and there for decorations. Is that a fact? That's just, like I said, that's from Pirates Band of Misfits. But apparently, nope, it's all for real. They got injured. Everybody has like his own set of injuries. Like Wolfgang is injured. The Compy puppet got seriously injured. As Pinata's without his arm or leg, and is without a body. Dr. Crankcase is without his legs. Foodsickle's completely bandaged up. Graveclopper's without his arms. He's got the iron butt from SpongeBob. And Bad Juju, what happened to her head? Hey, little IR. Oh well, might as well get this. Let's see what this gizmo can do. I actually used a helicopter sound effect for that. And the presents are actually there. You mean you could have done that instead of going all the way to get to the islands and stuff like that? I actually wanted to do a little bit of the island thing, but it was taking too long, and I thought this quick joke would see things out. And that's one of the ugliest monsters I ever came up with. This is also the final Christmas animation I did where I used a mouse. I just everything else I just used a pencil afterwards. I mean the stylus, the drawing pad. The way opening the presents was also a reference to Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers. And there's these multicolored gems. They match their elements. I wonder what it's for. I wonder. Song I use is The Trees on Fire, which is a parody of Ring of Fire. Then the song is by Cletus T. Judd, who's said to be the Weird Al Yankovic of country music. Now, who's that? It looks like it's a gauntlet of some sort. I have returned. And who could that be? Let's find out in this part of Christmas. Revenge of the Hat. That scene was deliberately taken from the fun, I'm do-it-myself scene from Avengers Age of Ultron. Skylanders Revenge of the Hat, the holiday assassin team. Here's the final of this. This is the last video I'll be talking about in this commentary. 3 have joined the herd. Here they are. You see the Krampus? Why is he covered in? Why is he brown? You may ask, why is he brown? Let's just say caramel can have a permanent stain on you. And he's no longer speaking in rhyme. I decided to cut off that shtick. Then there's Diane and Gaston, and there's the Buzzbrick and Frightingale. The voice actors for those characters, they came back to do those parts. In fact, I actually recorded this before when she was still with me in Malaysia, just as a little additional recording gift. In fact, I had her record for at least 3 animations in 2017. Now, of course, my cousin, he didn't do Gaston because he just couldn't do it anymore. It was too many lines and he just wasn't cut out for it. So I had to take over. And over there we see the Rhino in the iron armor. Now I had to include some subtitles because I had a feeling that not everybody's going to understand what I was saying. I'm still not going to reveal who it is under the mask until later, like when I finish Sky Wars or something. Now, here's about his plan to take over Skylands, destroy the Skylands, get the elemental gauntlets and something like that. That's a thing from the Rites of Spring from Fantasia. No, more evil than Chaos's plans. Oh, I don't have one of my own. I deal with who gets the most votes. So, who's up first? Now, here's a funny thing. I was supposed to include Rhino, the Cupid from Rhino versus Cupid animation, and I was supposed to also include the Easter trees. The cockatrice from from one of the Easter shorts. But they were cut off because I couldn't figure out what road for them to play in, and what special moves they would do or something like that. They were just filler, let's say. So it was just Diane and Gaston, Frightingale and Buzzbreaker, the Rhino in the iron armor, and the Krampus. That was about it. So what's her plan? Her plan is to have the characters consume the Skylanders. And over here we have some creatures. We got something that's like an assassin bug, something that's like a spider, that one's like an Arthroplura. In fact, the spider's kind of like the one from the Spiral 1, where he looks like those metalback spiders, those scary spiders where they are immune to normal fires and normal charges. The only way to defeat them is to supercharge them or have a heavy fire breath. And over there's a giant dragonfly, a Meganeura. And then there's an earwig. And over here is a behemoth looking like the creature from the Impossible Creatures, where it was designed to be like an insect. Now she said once the creatures have eaten the Skylanders, they'll poop them out, and then she'll start eating them. She is a queen. She is a dung beetle princess after all. See what I mean? I never used this design afterwards. Sorry if you wanted more. Wait, what were you before you became? She's like I said, she was queen of the dung beetles. There's a dung beetle, and there's a poop dropping. Is that why the Krampus is on the floor ganking his dinner? Again, she eats poop. Don't dung beetles eat poop? There's Gaston and Diane, and here's their plan. Their plan is to cut off the limbs of the Skylanders, but safely with a limb loss rays. And as you can see here, Trigger Happy is without limbs, Washbuckler is without his legs. Isn't that like how a Swap Force in general is? Thanks to that, thanks to the volcano. And Stealth Elf is without her upper extremities. Rollerball is without all four of her extremities. Wrecking Ball is without a mouth. How can he eat him? Smolder Dash is without a noggin. And Whirlwind over here is without her wings. And she looks a little pony-ish, don't you think? But technically she is part unicorn and part dragon, so that makes sense. Some of the Skylanders don't use limbs. They use their power through their minds. In fact, he's right. Some of them, like Dreamcatcher and Roll, they're literally just heads. What is there to amputate? And Roll and Chopscotch can just toss her head. Can use that to vaporize the Skylanders into complete disappearance. Vaporize them until nothing. And then the Krampus brings out his part of the plan. Just add in the elemental gauntlets, something to drain out the Skylanders. The gems are in Skylanders HQ. You know those presents earlier? They are... Yep, that's what Rhino in the Iron Armor said it best. So what's he gonna do? Diane can use the limb loss ray to safely cripple the Skylanders. Use the insects down to slow the Skylanders, and then he's gonna absorb them and become the most powerful being in all of Skylands. And also, a part of this animation was inspired by the Batman the Animated Series episode Almost Got Him, where the Joker, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc, and Penguin, they hang out, discuss about how they were close to getting, wait, let me just rewind that. How they were supposed to get their hands on Batman, how they nearly axed him off, but each of them had their own story. Killer Croc's is my favorite. How he almost got Batman, he threw a rock at him. And then when the Joker revealed his plans, spoilers, somebody interrupts them and then has him arrested. And then, you see Snapshot here, so surprise! That was actually rotoscoped from Star vs. the Forces of Evil with Toffee. I have to check it. How did you manage to get here? And I wouldn't have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling Skylanders. And even you. This is our Scooby-Doo reference. And also a bit of a Silence of the Lamb reference. The bee is frozen. Or in a cage. That limb lost ray, oops. And there's the elemental gauntlet. What do we do with it? So I think the best way is to get rid of it. But, where do we... I got an idea. Why don't you just create a portal to a very far away place? So Hootloop creates a portal and he tosses then he's tossed somewhere so nobody can find it anymore. A friend you used to know, till we meet again. Once again, I'm not going to reveal who it is. You can guess who it is in the caught one was. You won't get the answer until way, way much later. And then there's one more final scene. The gauntlet is landed next to somebody. He looks strangely familiar. To be continued on Spyro's 20th birthday. There's a bit of a delay. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, that's it. That's my commentary on the first 5 or 6 of the Elemental Gauntlet and Holiday Villain miniseries, hexalogy, if you will. I'll be talking about the Double Dragon Decade at a later time, so thank you for joining me on this. I hope you've enjoyed this video.